Hi, welcome to Auto Tech Bytes. Today's topic of discussion is ARP. What does ARP mean? It is Address Resolution Protocol. So we will see today what ARP means, where it is used, and how it is communicated over the network. Okay, to start with, we need to first understand why do we need this ARP protocol. Talking about the two hosts, okay, you may call it a host or an ECU, okay, or a PC. Now A wants to communicate with B, but what if A doesn't know the name of B? You might be wondering, if I do not know the name, how will you communicate? So assume A is an engineer and B is a team lead. Now engineer knows that he has to talk to team lead, but he doesn't know the name of the team lead, which is B. If we correlate this to a network, we know that A has a MAC address at layer 2, which is called the hardware address. It also has an IP at layer 3, which is a logical address. Now we can assume this IP address nothing but the designation of the person and this to be the name of the person. The reason we have chosen this is name is something that does not change. Once you have a name, you will try to have the same name till the end. But in case of a logical address, this can change, which means your designation keeps changing. So hence we have chosen this as an example. So now when you want to try and send message to B, B is team lead, which you know, which is nothing but your IP address at layer 3 is known for B. But you don't know what is the name of the team lead. You are personally meeting the person, and now what you will say is, hello sir, I am an engineer, my name is so and so. I know that you are a team lead, can you please tell me what is your name? So this is how the ARP protocol also works. So what is done in this case is, now that A knows the MAC and IP of itself and it knows IP of B, it wants to know the MAC of B. So it sends a message which is called a request as ARP request, where it sends its own MAC address and IP address and IP address of B and tells please fill your name, that is your hardware MAC address. Okay, we will look into much detail in the next slide, where you can see this is the packet format of ARP. Now you can see this is one packet which includes ETH destination address. ETH destination address is nothing but MAC destination. ETH source address is nothing but MAC source. And this is the frame type, which will say, are you sending an ARP packet? Are you sending IPv4 or IPv6, etc.? So this defines the protocol of the packet, that is the payload which is present here. Now in this case the frame type will be ARP because we are sending a ARP packet. So we also have MAC address of the destination and MAC address of the source, which means this is part of layer 2 packet. We have discussed this more in detail about the layer 2 packet and the MAC header. This is called the MAC header in the previous video. Please view that in order to know more about it. Now, once the MAC header is validated, it is dropped and the payload is sent to upper layer. So now you know that ARP packet is sent to upper layer and it is a layer 3 packet. So what we are seeing here is the expansion of the entire ARP packet. So what does ARP packet consist of? It contains information of hardware type, protocol type, hardware size, protocol size, and then the operation. Operation is nothing but, you can see there are these types of operations. One refers to ARP request, two refers to ARP reply, three for RARP. Here RARP refers to reverse RARP. Okay, we will talk about it further in the next videos. In this we will focus on ARP. Now as we discussed, A sends sender Ethernet address, that is sender sends its own MAC address. It sends its own IP address, okay, which is name of the engineer and designation of the person. Target Ethernet address will be empty and target IP address will be filled for B, which is team lead in as per the analogy we have taken. Now it wants to know the name or the hardware address of the host. So this was what we were looking at, ARP request. Now when host B receives this packet from A, it responds with a reply. At that time it changed the operation field to 2. Once it sends the reply, it sends sender MAC address. Sender is now B. So it sends its own MAC address, its own IP address, and to A. Because it has received the request from A, the response will also be to A. This is A's IP address, A's MAC address, B's IP address, and B's MAC address. Okay. Now, to further look into exactly how each packet looks like in detail and to analyze how all these works, I will recommend you to download Wireshark from this link. It is free to download because it is open source tool. Okay, and we can easily analyze every packet of ARP using this tool. I can show you a sample. This is the Wireshark tool. When you go to Wireshark website and download any one of the Windows installer, you will be able to access this Wireshark tool. And here, as you see, we can access the packet and analyze at each layer how it looks like. So, I would recommend you to download this and we will connect again for the same topic in the next video. Thank you.